Hey guys, Tarke here, and this is going to be a bit of a windy video, so just a warning, this will be kind of ramble heavy. We're going to be covering a lot of things, my current character, some future side builds, and some future side content on the channel. So I'm playing another split arrow character, yes I know. Why am I playing split arrow again? I just find it a very smooth bow skill to use. It's something that everyone used to use back in the day, with Tornado Shot, with Barrage. I feel like it's been kind of overshadowed, and after playing split arrow on my last two characters, I just really enjoy Split. So this will probably be the last Split Arrow character you're going to see from me for a while, unless I end up remaking one of my previous characters this league, which I might do, but we'll cover that later. This is a Assassin Poison-based Split Arrow character. I played a lot of these kinds of Poison-based Assassin builds in the past. The tree isn't anything that spectacular. We've made one or two slight alterations based off Advice. Advice is the name of a very good hardcore Path XL player. There'll be a link to a guide he made for basically this exact setup in the description down below. And anyone who's seen me play any of these Assassin bow builds on my channel before, go back, you'll see that really nothing has changed. The main points of contention or the new additions have been Soul Raker. I used Soul Raker in my last crit bow build, and I think I'm actually a massive fan of Soul Raker now. When they first made this change, I said I wasn't 100% sold on Soul Raker. I wasn't sure if something you only really took if it meant you could skip the duelist section. But even for builds who route past duelist, I think Soul Taker is worth taking. For anyone who doesn't know, you can put the Lion Eyes full unique jewel in this jewel slot here, and it will convert all melee nodes in the radius to affect bow nodes. So you put this unique jewel in here, you spend one wasted travel point here, then you get crit, crit multi, crit, crit multi, and then you get fizz damage with the claws. This becomes bows. You get attack leech, mana leech, and increased life leech per second. Now, with the way that they've changed duelist leech, that you no longer have this hybrid point here, to get a decent amount of leech, you kind of need to spend 3 points on it. You do still get a tiny bit of leech here, so a lot of builds either do, they kind of do one of two things now. For bow-based builds on this side of the tree, they either just get their 0.4% leech here, and then they can spend 1 point here, and that's all the leech they get. They get 0.4 mana, 0.4 attack, or if they're crit based, they now come and fill in Soul Raker. I think Soul Raker is the way to go now. If you're going crit, I think it's just kind of too good. The unique jewel only costs like 10c, it's pretty affordable, and just having this larger amount of leech is actually really noticeable. Having just 0.4 feels bad, and then to get 0.8, you're kind of investing points into this, and then if you're already investing 1 point here, then 1 point here for mana, you've already kind of spent 2 points, at which point this becomes much more appealing. It already gives you a bunch of crit and crit multi, so it's very good damage scaling. And having this extra crit here frees up crit requirements on the rest of your gear. And yes. So this is what I'm currently playing. And again, I'm playing it because I enjoy it. It's smooth to play. If you don't like that, oh well, you'll enjoy the next characters more. And just to give a mention to a few people. So again, Advice, this guy who hit 100 with this setup. This league, he was the 4th person to hit 100 on the ladder. He's someone who regularly hits 100 in hardcore, and much like myself, he's someone who really enjoys playing bow builds. So a lot of his stuff is like bow build after bow build. If you actually go back on his channel, there are a few interesting builds there. He's done some stuff with Blast Rain, Emberwick Taming, he's done some Rain of Arrows stuff recently. So if you're someone who, much like me, is really interested in bow builds, it might be worth looking back at some of his older things, but he certainly deserves a lot more attention. Other people I want to give a shout out to is Waggle. Waggle put out a really good guide for his Mind Over Matter explosive arrow build. With the changes to Quill Rain now gives you mana on hit, and with the buffs to Mind Over Matter giving all the extra mana behind it, people started talking about doing, you know, explosive arrow based Mind Over Matter builds. I've been meaning to play an explosive arrow build at some point. I don't know if I will do Mind Over Matter. I do actually have 11 Grand Spectrums, so yeah, I was kind of torn between, when I was deciding what character to roll for this one, I wanted to play a Golemancer. I've been wanting to play a Golemancer for a really long time. The main problem is the cost of it, and I kind of wanted to use all my Grand Spectrums, because when I was doing my Burning Arrow character, I was stockpiling Grand Spectrums. And I kind of also want to just do another split build, because I just enjoy split arrow, I like poison and stuff. So after this character, when I'm done with it, I imagine the next build will probably be either a Grand Spectrum Explosive Arrow build, or I might try and remake my Burning Arrow Split Arrow Raider. Raider has like ruined the game for me. Any regular Raider players knows what I'm talking about. Once you go Raider, you can't go back. It just feels so smooth to map on. I think it's telling just how good Raider is when my last character, the Doomfletch Pathfinder, felt clunky in comparison. I'm someone who raves about Pathfinder all day, every day. If you look back at my characters, every character is a Pathfinder. Like, that's kind of just a look through it. So if we go back to, like, I delete a lot of my characters quite regularly. So if we go back, Pathfinder, Pathfinder, Pathfinder. It's standard. Raider, Pathfinder, and some other shit. Now, again, I have a lot more characters that I delete. I often delete characters. The ones which I left, like, not deleted because they have some, like, random MTX on it that I can't be bothered to, like, go hunt down, or they had particularly interesting items or whatever. But if you, like, look through my character sheet, there's just, like, a whole wall of Pathfinder. I just really enjoy, you know, Pathfinder Renos. So I might remake the last character using my Grand Spectrums. I have all of these Grand Spectrums, thanks to the random follow, random dude. I've never played a Grand Spectrum build before, and since I have a bunch of Grand Spectrums just laying around, it seems like a shame not to use them. So yeah, either some kind of Grand Spectrum explosive arrow character, maybe Grand Spectrum Burning Arrow split. If you guys have any interesting Grand Spectrum suggestions, then suggest them, but I might not follow them. People sometimes get offended when I say, oh, if you've got any interesting ideas, and they go, oh, have you heard of Hand and Wisdom in Action? I'm like, yeah. They go, oh, you're gonna play it? I'm like, no. Boom. So if I don't follow your suggestion, then, you know, don't get offended. But if you do think of something kind of cool with that, then go for it. People have also been clamoring for me to play a Null's Inclination build. I said I was going to play Null's last league. I didn't get around to it. And yesterday when I was trying to come up with cool builds, someone mentioned a Null's Inclination setup that I think Rise played at some point, where it used a 5-link Golem in the chest. Now, this guy in chat said it's really good doing Nulls with a 5-link Golem. I haven't seen anyone do like a Golem Nulls hybrid. Does anyone know what that build is? Does anyone have like a reference set? Has anyone tried like a Golem Null hybrid? Because that sounds really cool. Other things which I've kind of been interested in. There was a Detonate Dead build that someone showed me from last league. Now, the guy was using it to just like farm everything. His ignites were just completely and utterly ridiculous. And it was a Mind of Matter Life hybrid. He had about 6k-ish life and about 2-3k mana. So it's, you know, it's like decent, it's not crazy. You'll see it only has like 163% life in the tree, but when you also have 192% increased mana and you have this sort of hybrid pool, it kind of works. And this is sort of what that tree would look like. Now, when I was talking to him, he was saying that this league, it doesn't feel that great without a Dying Sun. He says the AoE changes kind of fucked with it. But considering the last time I played Detonate Dead was in the beta, I could maybe play this, and maybe the AoE change wouldn't feel that bad to me, because I'm not used to having a good AoE. What often happens is when you get used to a certain playstyle, and then it gets nerfed, in comparison it feels terrible. Maybe because it's been such a long time since I last played Detonate Dead, I might be able to play this without it making me want to gorge my eyes out. But this is something that I'd be really interested in trying out, and I've had it recommended to me by a few people, but apparently it just feels a little bit clunky with the current changes. This is another thing which is sort of on my radar. And one other thing I want to give a quick shout out to is Moore's Golem Guide. So because I've mentioned a few times that I want to play a Golem character, people are saying, oh, have you got any good guides for it? Moores has done a very, very good, also very long, but we like long guides here. Necro, this is very hard granted. A lot of people do Elementalist. He's gone Necro, he's gone for a very tanky route. And again, there'll be links to all of these down in the description below. So if you are someone who's also quite interested in playing Golemancer, you don't know much about it, I would highly recommend checking out Moore's Guide. Again, if you're interested in Space Arrow, check out Waggle, and for like a detailed gearing thing, check out Advices. I didn't know how I quite wanted to handle the character I'm currently playing. I didn't want to just like do a carbon copy of gearing of this. So what will probably happen is for the future videos with like the map updates or whatever, that's when I'll talk about my own sort of setup, how I've changed things. But for now, I just didn't want to carbon copy someone's video, because give credit where credit's due. Also, just one other side thing that I want to mention. There's a new Hearthstone expansion coming out in a couple of days. Hearthstone is a game that I've played a lot in the past. It's been my main game for a few months at a time. It's something that's usually, it's just like a side game. When something new comes out, I'll play it for like a week or two at best. A few people who know that I play Hearthstone have been asking, oh, Tarke, will you stream Hearthstone? I don't think I'll stream Hearthstone. What might happen is maybe at the end of streams, if the servers are being funny, if I'm feeling really tired or whatever, if I just kind of like want a little break, I might do maybe an hour or two of Hearthstone on stream, but don't really expect much stream content of it. Also, I'm not too optimistic about the new Hearthstone expansion. There are some interesting cards, there's some interesting things they're doing with it, but the track record for the last two expansions hasn't been very good. So it might be a case of just like, I play it for like a day or two and go, this isn't for me. No, and then I just don't play Hearthstone again for like another 4 months until the new stuff comes out. But if it does seem good, if I do think there's like one or two videos worth making, I might make 1 or 2 Hearthstone videos on the channel. But don't freak out, I'm not going to do a full crip, you know, I'm not going to like replace the next Bay class with, you know, Hearthstone meta discussion. I'm not going to like gut everything. So yeah, we're playing another Spitaria build. There are a few interesting ideas on the horizon. If you guys do have any suggestions sort of in that spectrum of stuff that you know I would enjoy, then go for it. I do want to get into Summoners. Summoners are something that I've never really played. And I wanted to mess around with Summoners a bit this league, but with the new minion changes they proposed for next patch, I don't know, I might wait another league. Or maybe I might do Summoners as my first character in the beta. But yeah, anyway, I'm Tarke. Sorry for a slightly rambly kind of video, but, you know, it's kind of hard to do this kind of video without going a bit rambly. There'll be a characters update once we're in maps. Again, the character's 62. So I'm literally going to end this video, start the stream, do some grinding, get into some maps, and all of that good. I'm Tarke. I'm playing Split Area. Have a good day. Bye-bye.